Hi everyone, I'm getting pretty excited to release this bad boy. It's a new door and window tool. So this will replace the old Swift door and window, and it's basically the same except it's now limitless. So we used to have a limit of 8 rows and columns for our panel arrangement. We can now put in whatever we want. I'll just set this to equal so it doesn't freak out when I chuck in a whole bunch. We now got 24. So I'll just go back to the start so we've got something that's a bit easy to see. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, the interface has changed. It's obviously a lot nicer, a lot easier to use. It's fairly simple, fairly basic, but it's very easy to see what you're doing and where the information is and what it all means. So you can just turn on and off individual sections of your mullions and transoms in here, or you can control them globally as you saw before. I've also put in this clever little function here that actually allows you to increase or decrease the size of this element in the interface. So if you're working on a fairly large expanse of glass, you might want to, this might start to get fairly cluttered, so you might want to stretch it out. So you can just bump this number up here and it stretches it out. Obviously you've got to then stretch your own interface to meet that. And also, likewise, if you're working on something smaller, then you can just reduce the interface as well. So this is the width and the height, and these are the positions, X and Y coordinates. So you can move it around if you want to. Just a pretty cool little feature. I know a lot of people like things locked in and not to control much, but I like to give everyone full control over whatever I can give them control over. So this is what I see as a fairly decent size for probably most windows. So you can see it also reduces the size of the panels. So these are dynamically responding to the actual widths up here. So it gives you a really nice visual. Okay, once you've set your columns, I'll just go back again, back to the original configuration. So once you've set your arrangement, you go into your intersections, and once again, just a lot more visual, so you can really see what all your intersections are and what all your junctions are at the moment. So down here, obviously, we need to make some changes and up across the top. Also have a global control for that. And I will be adding in, excuse me, I will be adding in a few extra shapes just to give you a complete L, so you don't get these joins that appear up here. Okay, the next one is then obviously the materials. You can see that you might have noticed that we've got a different sort of material in here, so you can basically set an individual material for each panel. And when your panels are joined, those materials join in the middle, and it's seamless, so it really looks cool. So for instance, I can just grab this one and I can just change it. Done. There's also a global control for that. And like sometimes clicking, so click, select, choose, click, choose, click, choose can kind of get a bit tedious, especially when you've got a long list like this and searching through it's not that easy. So if you know your pattern, say you pick your first couple, or say we're just going to do like this orange black pattern here, you can come in and open up the array. So the 77 is the orange, 49 is the black by the looks of it. So if I just go along and do this, and you can see I'm quickly getting my pattern. It's just a more efficient way to do it. So yeah, pretty cool. Once you've done that, there's also, for the operable elements, we're using the same sort of setup. So once again, this is where it's really nice, really functional. If you remember the old window, if you're a user of the current old, I'm talking about as the old one. If you're using the current one, this is a really painful process. User interfaces take a long time to script, and they're just really painful. So I just whack everything in there. But obviously this makes the whole experience a lot nicer, a lot faster. So these will be replaced by actual images of the window types and things like that. This is still early stage, But you can select a window. So you can see this is one of my windows down here. That's that one. So I can select that window, and then I can come in and adjust its settings. So we can make that an awning window. We can adjust the way the symbol works. There's still some standard, I think. Yeah, there's still some fine tuning to do there to filter that. But you can then also adjust the positioning. So we've selected that window. If we click this button, so this is for our start position. I'll add that text in there. We can then go to that element and click one of these nodes to change our start position. So I click there, change that. Now I select the end position and click one of these nodes, and I've just repositioned my window. You can see it's now there. So if I want to position it right here in the middle, I'm still on my end node here, but I'll go back to the start node, move it to there. It's going to frag a little bit because I'm turning it inside out, don't worry. And there, so now it's right there in the middle. Yeah, so there you go. Really nice interface now, limitless tool. You can also have now as many operable element types as before. You used to only have 8. We could put 80 different openings in this window if they could fit, and they can all be different styles. These are all the current styles. I'm going to add a couple in there as well for other different types. So it's going to be really comprehensive once it's all done. So I should hopefully have it released in a few days. So stay tuned. Cheers.